Okay, so in this video, we are covering how to download and import your new Cyberry notebook, as well as how to make the most use of it. So the Cyberry digital notebook is a great addition to the Cyberry digital planner, or as a standalone. It's great for those who want a more categorized or organized approach to blank pages within a digital notebook, and it's great for people who want to keep certain things separate from their planner and just other things like that. If you purchased on Etsy.com, make sure you're using the Safari browser and not the Etsy app. You cannot download digital downloads through the Etsy app. You'll need to go to Safari, Etsy.com, sign into your account and access the downloads that way, or in the email you received from Etsy. If you purchased from my website, KDigitalStudio.com, you'll get an email with your download links. You can download them from there. Once you download your files to your iPad, it'll go to your Files app here. So I already have my Files app open, and you want to make sure that you're under Downloads if you're downloading anything, because that's where it will go. So here in my Downloads folder in my Files app, I have the Cyberry Dark Mode notebook as well as the Cyberry Light Mode notebook. If I click onto these, we can see a little preview of them. And as you can see, the Light Mode and Dark Mode versions complement and look very similar to the digital planner of Cyberry. To actually get the notebook in the app of our choice, we want to make sure that we're using the share button up here. If I click this, there are some people that we can send it to. There are also apps here in the menu that the iPad thinks it would be best sent to. We have more options down here, but if you don't see the app that you want to import your digital notebook into, you can scroll all the way over here and select more. From here, there are even more suggestions for apps that can take your file. However, I want to send mine to GoodNotes, and my GoodNotes app is already in this menu, so I'm just going to select GoodNotes. Here, I'm going to select the location I want to send it to. I don't want it to go into my stickers folder. I'm just going to send this to Documents and hit Import to Documents. And now I have my Light Mode digital notebook of Cyberry loaded up into GoodNotes. The most important tool in GoodNotes for using digital planners and digital notebooks is reading mode and editing mode. It's this icon right here. If I select this, the toolbar appears or disappears depending on how you are set up in GoodNotes. If you see the toolbar, you are in editing mode and you can't use your pen, your lasso, you can use all of that, but you can't use them to click the links in the planner. In order to use the links in GoodNotes, you want to make sure that you have no toolbar, and you'll do that by clicking this icon. The toolbar disappears, and now you can activate and click through the links. So this is the home page of the Cyberry Digital Notebook. Again, very similar to the digital planner if you have the Cyberry Digital Planner. We have our Need Help section. Here you can watch this tutorial. We have the help desk, which I've built out and put a lot of resources and effort into, so I recommend checking that out. We also have the ability for you to submit a support ticket if you need more help, as well as my social icons here. For our Cyberry collection block here, if you don't already have the digital planner for Cyberry, you can purchase the light mode and the dark mode using those two buttons. And then we have the notebook contents section. So there are 12 main sections in Cyberry and 8 subsections of each of those main sections. And then we have the traditional kind of classic set of note papers here on the side. We have a blank white, a lined, a grid, a hexagonal or hex grid, a college ruled style notebook paper, dot grid, and then the blank Cornell style here. So all of these here are links. The main sections here are where you can just title your main section, and then you can click into each of these subsections. And there's also one hidden link on this home page, and that is by clicking Notebook Contents. If we click Notebook Contents, we have a bigger picture of the sections of our notebook, and they're ordered going left to right and then down. So this is main section 1, and this is main section 7. So 1 through 6 across the top, 7 through 12 on the bottom, and then we have our 8 main sections going down. If I click Notebook Contents again, we just hop back over into the home button of our digital notebook. So if I click into subsection 1 of main section 1, this is what essentially all the pages of the digital notebook are going to look like. Again, very minimal interface, allowing you to really maximize your customization of any of the pages within this notebook. So we have our home button up here, which again will take you to this page. And then we have a very minimal menu bar here on the side. These are your main sections. So we have 1 through 12. You know what section you're on because you'll have this kind of white indicator. Then down here in the bottom right-hand corner, we have a new icon. And if I click this, it takes us to a master to-do list, a really great addition to have in any digital notebook. But you can convert this page into anything you want, paste stuff over top, remove some of these elements if you want to. If I hop back over into one of the main sections though, we also have this menu bar over here on the left-hand side, and this is our subsections. So we are currently on main section 1, subsection 1. If I click into any of these other subsections, we're still going to stay on our main section, but hop between those different subsections. So right now I am on subsection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, subsection 5, and here's subsection 8. Again, you'll know what subsection you're on because there's going to be a white indicator. So now I'm going to take you through and basically just take a more practical approach on how you can use the Cyberry digital notebook. Again, the digital planner is a great option, but if you need more categories or just more custom sections, the digital notebook is a nice complement, especially if you like to keep certain things separate. So our main sections here just allow us to type out what that section is, and so we can type something like finances, or you can write something. I'm just going to use our text tool for this. We have finances. If you have kids, you can have a kids section. We have maybe a home section. You know, you can name your subtabs or your main section tabs as anything, and then we can do business. I'll do one more example. So we have business. Then we have our 8 subsections here, and because I want to take a more minimal approach with Cyberry, they are just numbered here. But if you want to title your subsections, I'm just going to lasso everything and hit copy. Hop back over into my notebook section and long press and hit paste. And then what I can do is just label my main sections here again. 1 through 6 across the top and 7 through 12 across the bottom. And then you can do your subsections underneath. So this is just where you can see kind of an overview approach of all your notebook contents, essentially. So for finances, maybe you have, I don't know, mortgage, something with mortgage. You could put that there. You could have like a monthly review of your finances, accountant information, just things like that. And you can name these subsections if you needed to. All right, now let's hop into one of these subsections here. So there are links on the notebook contents page as well. You can hop into the main sections here. It'll take you to the first subsection of all of those, or you can hop into each of the individual subsections. So let's say I want to hop over into accountant info. I can just hit 3, and it'll take me to the 3rd subsection. I'm going to hop back over to notebook contents though, and I'm just going to lasso this, copy, and then, whoops, let's hop into our subsections here. So my first subsection is finances. I'm going to paste that, and my subsections are across the top. So I can have my subsections organized across the top here. With handwriting or text, and finances is on this side. So I could have it like this. If I want to make sure that all the tabs are the same across all the pages, you have to keep in mind that digital planning mimics paper planners. Whatever we write on one page is not going to auto-populate on another page. It doesn't when we're paper planning. It also doesn't whenever we're digital planning. So if I hop into the second tab, the second subsection here, that stuff is not going to pop up again on this page. Again, what we write on one page is not going to auto-populate onto another page with GoodNotes. So that's why whenever you want to have all of your tabs, all of your sections named the same thing, you want to make sure that you go ahead and try and label all of your tabs in one go. Kind of take an organized approach before you really start planning out in your notebook. So go ahead and write out all of your sections, and that way you can easily just lasso and copy them all in one go. So I'm going to lasso and copy everything. Then I'm going to hop over into my second section, long press and hit paste. Make sure those are named. Hop into my third section, long press and hit paste. And then I want to repeat for all of the respective sections here. That way, whenever I do hit a tab, everything is named appropriately. And then you would just repeat this for all of your subsections and all of your main sections. So now if we have one more. Let's do subsection 8 real fast. There. So now if I click anywhere into these subsections, because I lassoed and copied it on all pages, I will see that text on all pages. But as you can see, if I tap into any of the subsections here, I'm not seeing the finances text that I put on the main subsection, and that's because I also need to copy this and then jump into each subsection and to each main section for finances to appear. So that's why I recommend labeling all of your main sections in one go and labeling all of your subsections for each of the main sections in one go so you can easily lasso and copy it all. So that's how you would approach going with labeling your tabs and making sure everything is how you want it and how you want it organized in your Cyberry digital notebook. So now I want to show you how you can import your own templates with things that you want to keep separate and just all kinds of things like that. So I'm going to actually hop over into my stickers folder, and I'm going to pull up some hand-drawn templates that I have in the hand-drawn elements pack available in the shop. So for my finances section, I already have my main tab open in my subsection, and now I'm going to kind of like build my own template if I wanted to. Let me hop over into the monthly review actually, and I will build out a template here just by copying and pasting my template or parts of my template that I want to use. And this is how you can build out your own templates within the digital notebook. So there's just some examples of how you can kind of franken create your own templates for things like this. If you want essentially the whole page to yourself, maybe you don't necessarily want to see this here, what you can do is actually lasso a blank spot on the page, tap and hit take a screenshot and hit copy. And if I long press and hit paste, I can actually cover this up like this. So now you can paste or build your own templates on top, but if you want to hop between your subsections, you'll need to know about where it is on the page. Even if you're pasting stuff on top of links and GoodNotes, you'll still be able to jump between the sections. So let's say right now I'm on my monthly review for my finances main tab. If I want to hop back over to mortgage subsection, I know that mortgage was my first subsection, is somewhere on here. If I click this, it'll hop back over to that mortgage page. So you can cover up even more of the Cyberry digital notebook if you need more of that room. But again, you want to keep in mind just about where those subsections are, so when you are hopping over into that section, you know where you might want to click to jump between the different subsections of that main tab. So that's one thing that I wanted to show you in case you want a little bit more further customization with the digital notebook. Another thing I wanted to cover is how you can make use of the note papers within Cyberry. So if I hop over to our home button here, we have 7 different note papers that we can choose from. So let's say I want to use the doc grid on one of my subsections in finances. If I hop over to the doc grid here, I want to make sure that I have this doc grid over onto my other pages. Here is also a new menu bar where we can jump between the different pages for our note papers. But I want just the doc grid. So what I can do is hit export this page. I'm going to export it as an image and hit copy. Alternatively, I can use my lasso and then just lasso all around this if I wanted to. However, I think exporting the entire page is just the easiest way. I'm going to hop back over into my finances main section, and I'm already on the section that I want to paste my doc grid to, the mortgage section. Now I'm going to make sure that I'm under lasso, long press and hit paste. It's going to paste the whole page here. If I wanted to, I could line up everything and have a new mini bar if I wanted to, but what I'm actually going to do is tap again and hit crop. Then I'm just going to crop it down to the dot grid that I want and hit done. And then I can paste it as is or resize it a little bit more if I need to. And that way I have this dot grid on my mortgage page if I need to use it. So that's just one way where you can make use of the pages already included in the Cyberry digital notebook. Theoretically, you could also do the same thing for the master to-do list if you wanted to put it somewhere else within the Cyberry digital notebook. Let's say that you need more than the 12 main sections or the 8 subsections of each. You could duplicate the pages and technically have more subsections. You can duplicate any page you want in a digital planner. Let's say I want to duplicate the monthly review page that I created here. There are multiple ways you can do this. You can come up here to the 3 dots here and hit copy page, or you can come up here to the thumbnail view and hit the down arrow here and hit duplicate, add page before and after. There's just so many different ways you can duplicate a page technically. I think this is the most straightforward and easiest way by hitting the thumbnail icon and then selecting the down arrow of any page that you want to move around or duplicate. In this case, I want to duplicate this page, so I'm just going to hit duplicate here. And now I have this page. This page is linked on these sides here, but of course we're not going to have a 9th subsection since Cyberry Digital Notebook is only designed for the 8. However, to make it easy to jump to this page, you can either remember that you made a duplicate of the monthly review page and you just swipe to the second monthly review page, or you could bookmark it. If you go to your thumbnail view and go under favorites, now you can access all of your bookmarked pages here very easily. You can also come over here to your 3 dots and hit add this page to outline, and then you can title this whatever you want. So I'll title this monthly review 2 and hit add. Now if I go to the thumbnail view and go under outlines, now I have a page number and a title for that page. Again, a very easy way to access the different pages of your notebook. You can also do this for pages that are technically linked. So I can bookmark the home page if I wanted to, or add the home page using the outline feature in GoodNotes. Just another really easy way to navigate your digital planner without necessarily using the links. And so that is the Cyberry Digital Notebook. It was designed to be very minimal and to really just make it your own. You have 12 main sections here as well as 8 subsections. If you want an overview again of those notebook contents of all your main sections and all the titles of your subsections, you can hit the hidden link here to notebook contents and see it all laid out here. To go back to the home page, you'll just hit that again, hop into any of these subsections here, any of these tabs, and you just have a lot of freedom and space to work here and separate whatever you need to separate from the Cyberry Digital Planner here in your notebook. Great place for journaling and just all kinds of things and reasons for using the Cyberry Digital Notebook. I will quickly show you what the dark mode version looks like, but as you've guessed, the light mode and dark mode digital notebooks of Cyberry match the Cyberry Digital Planner. So I'm going to repeat that process of sharing it to GoodNotes and importing as a new document. And then here is the dark mode version of the Cyberry Digital Notebook. Again, we have the menu bars here on the side and the subsection bars over at the top, as well as a master to-do list page and a home button page with different note papers. Again, featuring this dark mode, high contrast style of a notebook. So I hope this video was helpful. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to help answer any that you have.